Hi. Hi. Hi, everybody. You're hi. You're watching us on the internet. I don't know how it works. I remember when it was invented. I still don't know how it works. But this channel is called DG360. Don't ask me. It's a long story. I don't even want to get into it. How dare you? But there is a video here called "Is It Even Playable?" And they're talking about Star Citizen. And, you know, I'm going to say things here and people are going to classify me and label me and do things that humans do because it's easy for humans to do that. I mean, of course. I'm going to be called a white knight. I'm going to be called like, oh, I read this guy. All he does, he just supports Star Citizen. He doesn't have anything to say negatively. Well, you know I do if you watch. You know, I've got plenty of negative things to say. I love being negative. But when I see titles like this, what do we call it? We call it the clickety-clack. We've been around the track 2 times before and back. We've done it. We've seen it. We've been there. We had a lunch there, a charming date by the canal. I took some pictures. We had some caricatures drawn of us. I paid too much money for it, honestly. I paid way too much money for that caricature of us. And now here we are. And we're watching this video. He's got 420 subs. That's a good number. Audience, my fans here want us to know the exact number. Let's see if Star Citizen is in fact playable. The whole existence of me playing this game comes down to what this man says. I have my own opinions about it, but they don't mean anything compared to this man's. And if this man says that the game is unplayable, wow, I am going to just stop. I'm just going to stop playing. So let's watch and let's see if this game is even playable. Game.
Monster Tech has sponsored a giveaway on my channel. Stay tuned for details on how to enter. As I review my own comments and the comment sections of other YouTubers, there is a common thread with the more negative perspectives in respect to Star Citizen. This can generally be summed up with the following statement. 10 years later, and it's not even playable! And yes, Star Citizen is still in alpha all these years later.
It's very playable. People play it. There's lots of bugs. We've seen a lot of people have really good times in it. And you know why? Because they're playing with other people. Oh, wait. Are you supposed to do that in a game? Are you supposed to play with other people? You're allowed to. It's not illegal yet. Give it 5 years.
So I don't fault the skeptics. I've tried to get friends of my own to play the game, and I quickly realized that I sound like a conspiracy theorist or a cultist.
I love Charlie.
The perspective that people have on the outside is wildly different to those of us on the inside. I think it is fair to say, though, that most people not already playing the game will find themselves leaning more towards the sentiment previously described. Star Citizen will have been a phrase brought up in casual conversation to talk about other dead projects, scams, or money sinks. That would be enough to dissuade.
We already know this isn't a scam. I mean, like, really, can we get over the scam phase already? I can't even believe scam is still around. I can't even believe scam is still around. You can't call this a scam. I'm sorry. At this point, you just can't call this a scam. There's so much transparency. We see the progress happening. It's not as fast as we want it. You know, like what they're trying to do is really never been done before. It's the everything game. The people wanted it to be that way. They voted for it to be that way. We've collected over $500 million for this project. I can't even call this a scam at this point. 1,000 employees, 5 locations, and still you get these people who are completely illiterate or ignorant, and they don't really understand game development. Could it fail? Sure. Could it not get completed? Sure. Could it flop on its face? Sure. Okay? That's part of game development, baby. That's how it rolls. I feel like Kojak right there. Sorry, older reference for the adult people. What I have to say is this. I'm over the scam thing. Come on already. Come on. It's ridiculous. At this point, it's going to make it or it's not, but it's a legitimate try. It's a legitimate try, okay?
Dissuade most people from looking any further. And so my goal for this video is to give an honest perspective on the overall playability of the game.
Right.
I want to provide context for how much you can do in the game, how progression works, and how much of an impact bugs and lack of optimization affect the player experience. Starting this off, what is the new player experience like? Well, in a word, not great. I remember my own first time in the verse many years ago. I had never played any kind of flight sim before, aside from the OG Microsoft Flight Simulator in elementary school during the time I was supposed to be doing classwork. Then it was a miracle to get the plane off the ground, let alone do any maneuvers.
Wait. What game is he saying? I missed the title. Tell me in the chat what game he's talking about.
This is relevant to Star Citizen because for many, it's going to be the first time they have ever played anything like this. I was a player scared off by the complexity of other flight sims, but Star Citizen seemed to be a bit more manageable, and the allure of flying like my childhood hero Luke Skywalker was irresistible. Many other players will find themselves initially frustrated, as I was, by the difficulty of this game. Add on to this that there really is no kind of tutorial worth mentioning built in.
That. By the way, let me just say, I respect the OG Microsoft Simulator vibes this guy's giving off. Like, all of a sudden, I'm taking him a lot more seriously. I don't know if you guys are, but like based upon that, now I'm taking a lot more seriously.
Fantastic videos on YouTube on how to start off, including ones from yours truly. But most people's initial response is not to look for a tutorial on how to play a game. We've been programmed by so many other games to rely on tutorial levels. You know, something that's built in. And you can always identify the new players in a server when they ask things like, how do I get in my ship? How do I get to my ship? How do I get out of bed? And these players often find themselves confronted with a mixed set of responses from helpful to malicious. In my case, I generally try to answer their immediate question and direct them to my own video, since I already put in a lot of work breaking it down. But I do also see on occasion people suggesting that Alt F4 is the interact key. By the way, the actual interact key is F. If you're ever lost on what to do, try hitting F and see if any contextual options come up. That's not just people saying respect in chat. And frankly, new players are also the ones most likely to suffer due to bugs. I came to this realization after I managed to convince one of my friends to join me in the verse, and he was drawn to playstyles that were hindered by bugs. More specifically, he wanted to rock mine. I'm sure any veteran players are chuckling to themselves remembering how buggy rock mining was when it first came out. Frankly, it may still be, as I've avoided it since then. My friend, while ignorant to this fact, assumed that everything was on the table for a good experience.
Listen. It's not his friend. This guy doesn't have any friends. It's okay, dude. It was you. We know.
It was then that I realized how my own playstyle had been molded somewhat by these bugs. There were gameplay loops that I avoided because I knew odds of success were low.
Who am I? I'm a big bald dummy.
New players don't have this experience level, and so they are primed to head straight into bugs. They then further identify themselves to the server by asking why something isn't working right. Now, for veteran players, Star Citizen has made great strides recently in terms of stability.
Right.
There are still bugs that are present, and these can cause issues.
I love you,
but veteran players are more likely to fall victim to stability issues rather than bugs.
Right.
Things like 30K and other kinds of crashes. There was a period not too long ago when 30Ks were a very frequent occurrence.
Right. It does have that vibe to it. Like, listen. This channel is for content creators as well as viewers alike. And let's just say that we have constructive criticism here. And I have to say that Luigi brings valid constructive criticism here, which this feels like so far a ChatGPT generated dialogue right now happening. And I don't know if it's this man's voice or the AI modulator that's representing this man.
To the uninitiated, a 30K is an umbrella term that refers to a large group of bugs that cause a server crash. This group has been worked on and improved significantly, and they are now much less frequent. Not too long ago, I would struggle to get an hour of gameplay in without running into a crash. Now, I personally average one crash per month, up to one crash per 2 weeks. That is a very significant improvement, especially in the context that the most recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I get about 3 crashes a week. In fact, I would go so far as to say that in the most recent patches, stability is not something that impedes my gameplay.
You're on
so if anyone is watching this and the last time they played was in 3.16, jump on in. The water's warm. But still, none of this really paints a great picture of Star Citizen.
because I
Framing something in terms of how bad it isn't says nothing about how good it actually is. I certainly haven't presented anything that would convince someone on the fence that there is value in playing. So what does Star Citizen offer that you can't get anywhere else?
Vibe here.
Well,
okay, good shot though. Give him credit on the shot. And the splice music, I feel like Akira is gonna come out. Akira. Sorry about the door falling humble. I feel like she's gonna. Yeah, right. I feel like it. I'm not AI. I'm not AI. AI. I'm not AI. I'm not AI. First off, nothing's better than a musical interlude. Let me just say. Nothing is better than a musical interlude. Let's get back to it. No. Everybody break it down. Everybody break it down. Oh. I feel real good. I love
Star Citizen, as of right now, has a beautiful star system to explore. One of the great tragedies with so many of us gamers is that we're so used to min-maxing everything that we rarely take time to stop and look around.
Pepe, I know you love that. I saw you dancing over there.
And if you fail to do that in Star Citizen, you are really missing out. But if you do manage to numb yourself to these amazing vistas, Star Citizen does still offer hours and hours of content. Do you want to storm bunkers as a gunslinging mercenary?
Welcome back.
We've done this extensively as an org. And while yet in its fledgling state, Star Citizen offers pretty in-depth FPS experiences. How about mining rare and exotic materials? You can churn hefty profits doing rock mining, pan mining, prospector mining, crack it down, load it up, refine it, sell it, stonks. You can even just do Euro Truck Simulator set in the distant future. Buy and sell goods, explore different ports, plan routes. Or want to get hyped for the next season of The Mandalorian? Do some bounty hunting.
Okay.
In fact...
Okay, here's the thing. I need to know for my own brain right now and for my narcissism. I need support here. But don't vote biasedly. Put a 1 in chat if you're digging the DG360 vibes. Or put a 2 in chat if you much prefer the odd job entertainment. I'm pitting myself up against this man. It might be unfair. It might be an unfair competition. We got a lot of 1s here. Hold on a second. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to cry. Static, how dare you? Static, kick this man out. Pepe, kick him out. No. Oh my God. Hold on a second. I don't think I can. I don't think I can handle this. Hold on a second. I'm gonna. Oh my God. There's just so much. I can't. Pepe, is it safe now? Is it safe now? Here, hold on. Okay, yeah. Whew. Oh my God. That was crazy where I was at. I have to stop that. That is just... Okay, well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. That made me feel really good. Deep down, all the way to my toes. And it just... Oh God, not again. Hold on a second. I feel... No. Please play the video.
You can do cave bounties, ship combat bounties. You can track down players, capture fugitives, and set traps at security outposts. Maybe you want to see what Dom Toretto would be doing 500 years in the future.
Thank you, Elsie.
Racing is getting a whole new level of integration, and courses are popping up all over Stanton.
That was perfect timing, by the way.
Or maybe
First off, let me just say this. Elsie and I were in simpatico right there. Listen, you see that? Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
Really just want to break bad. You can buy and sell drugs. You can walk the wrong side of the law.
It was angels.
All of this is possible
Sarah
and integrates with a reputation system that rewards you for grinding out certain activities.
Sarah McLachlan was almost ready to sing right there.
You can do all of this and more in Star Citizen. There are a number of gameplay loops and careers that you can do today, and there are plenty more coming down the pipeline. I think the biggest mistake people make when pointing out that the game is still in alpha is assuming that means there isn't a game. There definitely is. In fact, I want to go on record saying that Star Citizen today has more content than the majority of AAA titles releasing otherwise.
All right.
And that's just the things that are built in.
Right.
So much of Star Citizen really comes alive when you add in other people. Yeah. Multi-crew combat, mining, raiding. It is literally an endless list of things you can do as a group of friends.
There was a bit of clicky-clack going on.
Speaking of playing as a group, Star Citizen has massive organized server events where you can take on capital ships and legions.
All right. So we get it. So the guy likes the game. We got to the point. And it's good that he saw it that way. He's an older dude. I mean, like, or AI. We don't know. But I will do this. I'm going to like that. I'm just going to like it. I mean, we took the time to watch it. If you guys want to go over there, I'm going to put the link down there. This will be another wonderful highlight on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, push that like button. Consider pushing the join button. And you know what? Thank you, because you're helping me live. And that's much better than helping me die. All right. I think it's time for the next one.